Sawadee krap and welcome to another week of Phuket Extra. We'll hear more about the fate of Justin, the white tiger, later in the bulletin, but first to today's other local and national news. A Chinese tourist died at a dive trip over the weekend at Koh Bon in the Similans Islands. Investigations into the circumstances continue, but it appears her body was discovered by another dive company diving in the same area. Recreational divers are meant to dive with a buddy, but the system appears to have failed in this situation. Doctors claim the body of Ms. Zhang had been dead for 6 hours by the time she reached hospital. A 30-year-old Talang man remains in a coma in Washira Hospital after an apparent suicide attempt over the weekend. His wife says they had an argument and then, whilst she was sleeping, he used a homemade gun to shoot himself in the head in the bed next to her. She rushed him to hospital and is assisting police with their inquiries. A warning about bad language in the following video footage. The new US ambassador to Thailand, Glyn Davies, is running into protest wherever he goes following his criticism of Thai politics at a meeting with foreign media last week. 200 protesters turned up to the US Embassy in Bangkok to suggest he goes home, with a few even more colourful suggestions. Even the Thai PM, who met with the ambassador a few weeks ago, has been openly critical of Mr Davies delving into the local political landscape. Coming up next, a closer look at what's happening at Surin Beach and the fate of Chiang Mai's famous white tiger, Justin. That's all coming up next on Phuket Extra. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. After a day of threats on Friday, life continues as normal along Surin Beach over the weekend. Cheung Talay Auberjour Chief Ma'an Samran told vendors and traders he was committed to completely clearing the beach and was going to turn off the power and services within days. After imposing the 10% zones along the beach, he was angry that vendors had defied the rules last week and now says that Surin Beach will be one of the 5 so-called virgin beaches where there will be no commercial activity at all. At Phuket News TV, we've long given up trying to predict exactly what might happen at Surin Beach. Clearly, there have been some very complicated negotiations between the remaining traders, the police and the local auberjour to extend their stay along the upmarket beach. But the Navy and the government are bent on taking Surin Beach back to its pristine original state. Whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea to have commercial activity on Phuket's beaches is a moot point. The bottom line is that the legality of any documentation or leases has been deemed invalid, and the local auberjour, backed by the local Navy and the military government, will probably emerge with a beach clear of any commercial activity. When that happens, however, is completely unpredictable. Overuse of antibiotics is especially bad in Thailand, with 100 people dying every day from resistance. Up to 38,000 Thais could be dying from antibiotic-resistant bacteria annually because of unnecessary overprescription. The Drug System Monitoring Mechanism Development Centre says Thailand has a worrying high fatality rate due to antibiotic resistance, but the problem was hidden because the cause of death was usually listed as something else. Thai PM General Prayut Chan-o-cha, along with his Foreign and Natural Resources Minister, is in Paris for the Climate Change Conference. He's joining over 150 global leaders in the 2015 UN Paris Climate Conference. The conference is trying to achieve a legally binding and universal agreement on climate, with the aim of keeping a global warming temperature below 2 degrees Celsius. There have been protests in many countries insisting that the conference come up with some concrete outcomes that will get their governments to change. Finally, a white tiger at Chiang Mai Night Safari, famous for dancing to pop hit Gangnam Style, has suddenly died. Justin the tiger started showing signs of fatigue, drowsiness and listlessness last month and stopped eating. The Night Safari says the autopsy showed he died of a kidney infection. Justin was a popular tiger at the safari, especially after his trainer noticed he would cross his paws when he taught him how to greet him in the traditional way. like South Korean pop star Psy. Animals for entertainment remains a contentious issue around Thailand, but popular for Russian, South Korean and Chinese tourists. Right, to Phuket's weather, and the strong stream of moisture from the South China Sea is still the dominant regional feature on our weather, producing the afternoon thunderstorms and some localised rain. Heading for 31 tomorrow, with the thunderstorms slowly easing as the week goes by. Well, that's all we have for today's Phuket Extra. Welcome to another Phuket week, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Mövenpick Resort proudly presents the new Day Pass. Don't hesitate anymore. Your ultimate luxury experience is waiting for you at Mövenpick Resort, Bang Tao Beach, Phuket.